Good afternoon, everyone. Jason here. Today is June 1st, and this is your aftermarket update. So this will be the first aftermarket update we've done this week. There just has not been that much to talk about in the way of showing you some of the opportunities that have presented themselves. We've had this kind of up and down week, and it's really been sort of a frustrating week in as much as we have missed some really good opportunities by being taken out to the tick and some things of that nature. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Let's go back here to yesterday. This is our ES. Make sure yesterday was the 31st. Yeah, that's the 30th. Let's come back here. All right, so yesterday on the ES was a really sort of a frustrating kind of day. I took two stops on the ES, right? And what I ended up getting into, sorry, let me get these taken care of here. I took two stops on the ES yesterday as the market was coming down into it. Eventually, I end up getting long, and this is the idea of what I mean about a frustrating couple of trading days. As we come down into the market structure extension one, we end up getting long here at 24.03. We had a 5-point target up to 23.08, back up here to this market structure signal. And so as the market comes down into this extension one, we come right up into this market structure signal. But before it does that, and that was a 5-point ES move, before it does that, it comes down and takes me out right here at the tick. So I got in 24.03, comes down, takes me out right before it goes and rallies up, really 5 points there. And in fact, if you expand the day out for the rest of the session, we bought the low of the day yesterday. So this move here from 24.03 up to 24.14, we bought this low, this low of the day for 11 ES points. Now only had a profit target of 5 ES points, but that kind of gives you a sense of just how frustrating yesterday was on the ES. Over on the CL, it was a very similar type idea yesterday. If you come back over here, we will turn on, I think it was the structure signal levels. We had a couple of trades yesterday, and I don't want to get too deep into these ideas here, but we looked yesterday right after the pit open. We were short up around, let's see, we got short right at the open around this 57 area. Okay, so let's come back over here. We were short right after the open and right before the open, right around this 57 area. So it was right in here where we looked to take a short. And our target was going to be down below us at 77, right? So there's your daily structure target there at 85. We talked about the fact that it could come down into this 85. Anyway, the market rotates around, comes back up, and then ends up taking us out on this pullback here. Before ultimately it comes all the way down into that daily structure target down below. And we had talked about the 200% range extension yesterday being down there right here at this 77, and that was the actual target that we were looking to achieve, was down there. But again, I got taken out before it comes all the way down and then eventually gets down into that 77 area, right? So I'd gotten taken out up here. I was short from 57 and ended up getting taken out up here. So what we did is we said we're going to get long here at 85, and the market rallies, comes back, and then it was this long at 85 that ultimately came back and stopped this out. Let's see, there's 85. It came back to 96, I think. So as the market, it was down here where the market ends up coming back to 85, pulls up to 18, comes back, stops us out, and then eventually goes all the way up to, we were looking for this to go back up to 57. It comes up to 61. And then the market sells off as the day goes on. Anyway, I say all of that to say that we had a couple of super nice trades identified yesterday, and this ended up being one of those days yesterday where it just didn't work out for us, right? And so it's nice to come on here, even though we had the right ideas, it's nice to be able to come on here today and talk to you about one of the ideas that actually did work. Now, here's the deal. We talk about asymmetrical returns in here all the time. We talk about cut your losers short, let your winners run. And even though I had a couple of losing days this week, this one trade that we took today erases all of those bad trades and gets us ahead here for the week. Let me show you what we ended up doing here. So one of the things that we talk about here, one of the things that we look at on a daily basis is the higher, we talked about the higher low for the week being made on a Monday or Tuesday. This was the Sunday going into Monday holiday. This is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. This is that Monday high. We talk about the higher low for the week being made on this Monday or Tuesday. So one of the things that it helped us with today is understanding that market direction should, even though we had this bit of a rally after the inventory number today, we should be looking for this push to the downside. This area right here where the red line is in this blue box, this was the sweet spot measurement of one of our favorite trade setups. It is the sweet spot measurement there of one of our favorite trade setups. The market comes right up into this area, got as high as 16, and then began to look to sell off. So one of the things that we did, and by the way, this trade that we got in today was over 2.5 hours long. So it was a very long trade. What you're going to see me do is I try to get in short a couple times, and it comes back and it gives me a few ticks. It comes back, it takes me out of break even. It kind of went through this a few times, and before we finally locked in and got the move that we were looking for. So if you look here at this revision signal, this is where the trade of the day is. We were going to look to get short up here at this 06. Now, one of the things that we talked about in the training, kick the signal, pay the target, right? And we have 3 different types of levels. But one of the things that we always look for is kick the signal, pay the target. And today, this revision signal was here at 49.06. And you would be looking at this revision target down here at 47.92. Now, I actually was not going to look to hang on to it this long. In fact, what you'll see in that trade is I'm actually looking to try to get out around 30. And as the market begins to peter out right at the close today, I quick move it up and take myself out at, I think it was at 37 or 38. Anyway, I bring the exit out right there. So ends up being, I get in short at 05 and we come down here to 38. That ends up being, let's see, 49.05 minus 38. Sorry, 49.05 minus 48. I think it was 37. Ends up being 68 ticks times 2 lots. Ends up being a 136 tick winning trade today, right? So that's the one trade that takes care of all of the fits and starts and problems that I was having. Even though we tried yesterday and couldn't quite get to our targets, we got shaken out. It solves all of the world's problems, if you will, with one big trade, and that's what we look for, these asymmetrical returns. Anyway, kick the signal, pay the target down here at 92. This is actually where we got in, and so what I was really looking to have happen is we'll turn these daily structure signals on. I was looking for it to come down actually here into this, somewhere around this 30 where that revision signal is. The daily structure target we talked about possibly reaching out as deep as 47.77, but because of the time of day that it was, we didn't think that that was going to be really the what was going to happen. So we were looking here at this 48.30, and what you're going to hear me say is I'm getting in at this 48.05, 06 area, and we said I'm gonna look for 49, going to look for 48.81, but that we were going to go deeper. And what that deeper meant, and if you were in the trade room today, you know where we were at. We were looking deeper down to this 48.30. Now, I want you to keep your eye on this number down here. Kick the signal, pay the target. There's 47.92, right? And that is, and in fact, I'm just going to draw a line on here because these revisions end at the close of the pit, but I do want to draw this line here just so you can see that was kick the signal, pay the target. Market comes in, and look, this is an all-day kind of trade, right? Then the market finally breaks down. There is the 30 level, and then the market comes down and rotates. And as we sit here right now, we just came down to that 47.92, and that's the low of the day. Kick the signal, pay the target down there at 47.92. We didn't get all of that. We got out around 37, but from here, 49.06, 05, down to 48.37 ends up being 60-odd ticks on 2 lots. That ends up being a really nice trading day. So this trade was 2.5 hours long. I'm going to condense it down into about 4 minutes. I'm going to let you hear the entry, see the entry, see where we placed our stops. It was by the way, it was a 13-tick stop and a 68-tick target, and that is a 5-to-1 risk reward. And we ultimately got down. If I'd just held on, I had additional 8 ticks on the day. It would have been a 75-tick trade. As it was, it ends up being 37.30. Sorry, it would have been 75. Ends up being 67, 68 times 2. So that ends up being 130 plus tick trade here for the day. So I'm going to let you watch the trade. I'm going to cut it down. I'm going to let you watch the beginning. I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to cut it down to about 5-6 minutes, and then I'll even speed that up. So I think the whole thing's going to last probably 3 to 4 minutes, so you can just kind of see how we ended up getting in and managing that trade. So without further ado, here is the OTG trade of the day. Hit but no fill at 5. In at 5. Okay. Stop here is new high to 18. Target is 81. Well, target's going to be lower than 81. All right, so you saw me flatten that trade right there at 37 for a really nice trade. Obviously, the market's come down since. If we'd have held on for a little bit longer, we'd have had the full target down there at 30. But understanding that that trade was 2.5 hours long today, and that for the vast majority of it, we just kind of moved around in a 20-tick range. I wasn't sure right there at the very end. That happened. We hit that target right at the close. And I just wasn't sure we were going to make it down that far and make it down through settlement. And what I didn't want it to do is come down, pause at settlement, and then rally. Obviously, it continued. Would have taken out the target, but we only missed our target by 7 ticks. So it ends up being a 68-tick trade and ends up being a really nice trade of the day. So as always, I want to say thank you for watching the videos here at the Oil Trading Group. And until next time, I want to wish you good luck and good trading.